Hello, welcome back to my channel, Mel Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, your close to my heart maker. And today I want to create a layout. It's going to be a double page 12 by 12 layout using this beautiful evergreen collection from Close to My Heart in the current seasonal catalog. And I thought these papers would be perfect for these pictures that I have of my family Christmas before last. So I'm going to be using those papers. And I'm going to be using a sketch from our Make It From Your Heart Volume 6 sketchbook. And this is pattern number 16 with the 7 photos. And I will probably be bringing in the sticker sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this off and bring in my cardstock and we can get started. Now I am going to be doing a 2-page layout. So I do have 2 pieces of white daisy cardstock here. And I do have my Versamat, so I'm going to start with my Versamat and build from 1 page at a time. I'm going to start with the piece of this pattern paper. I just love all those evergreen sprigs on it, so that's going to go down. I cut 2 strips. I absolutely love this paper. I think this is my favorite piece in the whole pack, but I cut some strips, actually 4, and they're just a 1/2 inch wide. And they're going to go at the top and the bottom, like so. And then, let's see, where's my pictures? Then the pictures go, let's see, on this side I'm going to have these two pictures, and those are 4 by 6, and they do have a black mat around it. And I actually found some black pattern paper from a previous mix-in pack, and it had these white sprinkles on it, kind of like reminded me of snow or like a starry night. And then we're going to put this one here kind of in a corner like that, and then the other side, the same base page, I've got my piece of pattern paper here that's going to go in the middle. But you might notice I've roughed that up, and I'll show you how I did that in just a second. And then I took a piece of that same black paper that I matted the photos with, and that's going to go up and down like that because that's going to hold these smaller photos. And that one is at 4 by 4, and this one is at 3 by 4 with a white mat around it. And then this one is another 4 by 6 to kind of balance it off from the left, and that will go on there. The original sketch called for, I think it's, yeah, 3 by 3s. 3 by 3 photos to go on this strip here, but my photos just weren't designed to be square. This was a landscape photo, and it just wasn't designed to be square. Everything was getting cut off, so I settled on this, and then I had this space in the middle. So what I did was I took one of the images from the Home for Christmas digital art set and thought the fireplace was perfect, obviously, and I just made it into a print and cut, and doubled up these the stockings and the Christmas trees, so that gave it a little bit more dimension to kind of fill in that space there. Now, before I go any further, there's a couple things I wanted to do, so let me scoot this page out of the way for a second and bring this one in, and I want to show you how I roughed up, distressed this piece of cardstock. So I need to move these photos out of the way, actually. Now I can just tear it, but an easy way to tear is to take your water brush and just draw a line on your paper, because if it's wet, it will definitely tear a lot easier. And then you'll also get that, it'll also make a nice roughed edge as well. So I'm going to tear that right there where it's wet. And then once that's torn, I can go ahead, I'm going to actually wet it up again and get a nice wet edge so that I can curl that paper real easily. And then I'll just take my finger and rough it up. Now, of course, if you don't like these kind of curled edges or rough edges, you can just leave it, and that would look just as nice as well. I have some of my pieces just dry fitted. I have that roughed up, like I said, but you may have noticed I added a little bit of stenciling up here in the corner, and I've done that with this stencil that we have in our Essentials catalog, and this has all the brickwork on it. And I thought, of course, with these pictures in front of the fireplace in the brick, I wanted to bring some of that into my photo as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you how I did that on a scrap piece of paper. And what I need for that is this Distress from Ranger Distress Grit Paste, and then this is opaque, and it says it's ideal for creating textured and dimensional effects. And I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it definitely looks like the brickwork. So I wanted that to stand out a little bit more, and I did go ahead and do this ahead of time with my stencil because that does need some time to dry. And I'm using Scarlet and the Black Soot Distress Oxide, and I'm just going to go ahead and place my stencil back over the image, get that lined up where I had it. And I've got the stencil tape back down over the grit paste. I could do this without the stencil on top of it, but I didn't want the ink to be covering up the white lines. So I'm picking up a little bit of ink and dabbing it off on my all-purpose mat first, and very gently going over the stencil again. And when you do that, you can see, I don't know if the camera's picking that up. I'll hold it up when I'm done. You can, the ink makes that distress pattern really pop out. All right, so then I did the next layer. I did the Distress Soot. Again with a blending brush, tapping it off. And this one I did very, very, very gently. Then the next step, I took my Distress Stain from Ranger. It's got that sponge dauber on the top, and I'm just lightly going over the top. And this is Vintage Photo. And I'm lightly going over. And then we pull that off, and that was a little bit browner than I wanted. So then I can just dab it off with my paper towel. Or if you want it that dark, then you can go ahead and leave it sit, or use your heat gun to dry it so that it's dry. I've gone ahead and you can see I've added the brick texture on both pages here, along the top and some at the bottom. And down here I wanted some brick, but I didn't want the texture, it was getting a little too heavy. So I just did the regular stenciling at the bottom. So now what I want to do is work on my embellishments. So up here in this corner, I thought it would be fun to use a couple of stockings, and I did have a stamp set under the mistletoe that had this cute little stocking in it. And I don't think this is available any longer, but you can certainly use any stamp set that you have with ornaments or other stockings. So I thought, and then of course they can't just hang there. They need some greenery. So I took and I cut out a bunch of the different pine cones and the greenery from the digital art collection, and I have them all in a dish here. And I have been kind of futzing and playing with this for a few days actually, but I thought just a couple of the greenery up here at the top, and I think those are cut out of sage if I'm not mistaken. And so the little stockings will go on the greenery like so. And then there's one of those stars. Again, this is cut from the digital art. I thought I'd put that there in between. And then down here, I just had, this was just a print and cut that I found on Cricut Design Space, and I thought it kind of brought in some of those darker greens. Kind of went with the cookies right there. And the Christmas tree just kind of helped to fill up that little space right there. And then also I have a title that I cut from the Silver Bells collection, scrapbooking collection, and I thought that would make a nice title up here. So we'll put that there. All right. And I've made a glue puddle with my Tombow liquid adhesive, and I'm just putting that greenery in that glue puddle and putting it on this brick. I needed something kind of heavy with that texture paste down there to hold that in place. All right, so let's see. And actually I changed my mind. I have this little sticker, star sticker from the sticker sheet that had that toffee color in it, which will bring this toffee together there. So I think I'll put these here like so. And I've popped those up on some foam tape, but I think for this title, I think I'm just going to use my liquid adhesive on the back of that and put that down with the liquid adhesive. And let's see, for the bottom, I've got this sticker, got this border from the sticker sheet, the black and white check, which I thought, of course, goes with it, goes with you. Down here, I've placed a couple of little banners, and I thought I've got this little star that I cut out from Design Space, so I may as well use it. So let's put that down there. And we'll use a little liquid adhesive again. I've got this circle piece, and that was cut from the coordinating digital art, evergreen digital art. So I've got that put there, and then this tag, journaling tag from the sticker sheet. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to put it right like that. And we're just going to keep that simple, like I said. I thought, so this stamp set has a couple of cute little words, believe and Santa's helper. So I thought I'd stamp Santa's helper down here in the bottom. And I'm using some of the Distress Oxide in Black Soot. Got that mounted on my block, and I put the foam behind it. So let's just push down, get that middle part, and lift up. Perfect. And over here then, let's put the word believe. All right, so I've got the word believe, my black soot. Let's make sure it's straight. And let's just put a little bit of stamping right there. So let's take a look at some close-up shots here. You can see the stockings here. Oh, and with the stockings, I colored in with my tri-blend markers, and then I had some of the Nouveau crystal drops, and that kind of added some shine and dimension, and this particular one was an ivory seashell. So let me hold that up again for you. All right, and like I said, we put that Santa's helper down there. Then I added some journaling over here and a few other little embellishments. And but I think I'm going to call that done. And let me move this out of the way. And let's take a look at the pages side by side here. Now, I will have still shots of this on my Instagram and Facebook pages, which you can find linked down below in the description box. So if you like this video, please remember to give that a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload a video. Thanks for joining me. Till next time. Bye-bye.